WHSV News 3 at 6.
Good evening and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Bob Corso.
And I'm Mary Pulley. We are continuing our coverage of the biggest snowstorm to hit the valley this year.
We'll give you a current look at road conditions in your area. We start with our own Philip Townsend, who is live in Stanton. Then we'll check in with WHSV's Zach Choate, who is monitoring conditions in Harrisonburg. And then we'll head north to Winchester to check in with TV3's Cassie Behofist.
But first, for a look at what this storm has left us with so far, we check in with meteorologist George Hirschman, who is live on Court Square in Harrisonburg. George?
Yes, what it's left us with is about 16 inches of snow. That's where we are here. Snowfall totals have been fairly impressive from this storm, and it's not over yet. Taking a quick look at some of the activity around the area, we're finding most of the heavier snow is now moving to the northeast. We're getting a little break to the southwest, as you can see on the graphics. And with that, well, we'll appreciate that break, but there's a little more snow on the way here tonight. Some of the snowfall totals throughout the day, well, they're somewhat impressive. They've had over 2 feet in some areas, and we do have a winter storm warning that's still in effect until Sunday morning. We're going to have a full update for you on all the storm activity, but first we're going to send it back inside.
All right. Thank you so much, George. Well, we're sure you all will want to know how much longer this snow will last. So let's check in with meteorologist Josh Knight, who is in the First Alert Storm Center. Josh, when can we expect it to let up?
Mary, fortunately, it looks like it's not going to last a whole lot longer. We can really start to see things tapering off. Let's take a look at this satellite and radar right here behind me. If we take a look a little bit closer, we can tell that there's still a lot of snow out there into the West Virginia area, but a lot of that is actually going to be blocked by the mountains, and it's kind of losing its upper level support system. So most of that snow that is in our area is well coming from the south and moving out. But one thing we are watching as we go throughout the night is these winds and the wind chill temperatures. Right now, 5 to 10 miles an hour, but that means those wind chills are in the mid-teens there, 16 for Harrisonburg, 15 in Luray, and 17 there in Franklin. So certainly going to feel chilly out there. What you can expect as we go throughout tonight, snow really tapering off as we get into that 7 o'clock, 9 o'clock hour. Not going to get a whole lot colder than what we're feeling right now, right around 23 degrees. Going to stay like that and then drop to 22 with all those clouds out there. Really not going to cool off too much. But keep in mind it is windy, and with temperatures in the low 20s, those wind chills are certainly going to be chilly. Stay tuned and I'll have your full forecast in the next block.
All right, thanks very much, Josh. We're going to take a look now at how the storm has affected the roads. Continuing our live team coverage is WHSV's Philip Townsend, who joins us from downtown Stanton. Philip, what's the latest conditions in the southern part of the valley?
Well, Bob, let me give you some perspective here. I'm a pretty tall guy, so when I step in the snow here and it comes up to my knees, well, that tells you just how deep it is. It's about 2 feet right now, and you won't see a lot of cars on the roadways at this point, maybe some city vehicles and some snow plows. But Public Works have been out all morning and all night monitoring the roads. But despite their efforts, many neighborhoods still remain buried in snow. Now, crews started working on the neighborhoods earlier today, but when the snow stopped briefly, but they were forced to go back to the more primary roads when the snow started up again, Route 250, Route 11, and Churchville Avenue. Now, there were also many volunteers continuing to help out through the day and into the night.
Different is like when I was coming up when I was 18, 19 years old, and I'm 69 today. And we've been out to shovel snow ever since about 4:15 this morning.
Now, crews will continue to monitor the roads throughout the night, but they say they're still very dangerous and you should definitely stay off of them. And continuing our team coverage on this winter weather is Zach Choate in Harrisonburg. Zach, how are we looking up there?
The county's been hit pretty hard, but folks here in downtown Harrisonburg they got their white stuff as well. It's literally been snowing for more than 24 hours straight. Crews have been working the fullest to be able to clear the major roadways here, including 11, 33, and 42. But what about the residential or secondary areas? We caught up with Harrisonburg Public Information Officer Miriam Dickler a short time ago, and this is what she had to say.
As a storm winds down, and as snow stops falling quite as quickly or when it stops, that's when the attention is able to turn to those residential and secondary and tertiary streets in the city. They aren't top priorities because it is most important to be able to get emergency vehicles around and have those main arteries open. And then once we are fairly certain those will stay clear, we'll go into the residential areas.
If you can stay home tonight, and I would say, hey, watch the Virginia men play UNC Wilmington on TV tonight. However, that game has been postponed. Now for more winter coverage, we go up north to Cassie B. Hovis in Winchester.
Thanks, Zach. Well, it's still snowing here in Winchester, although the flakes have gotten a little tinier, not quite as heavy as it was earlier in the afternoon. At the station, we've measured about 14.5 inches. City of Winchester seeing about 18.5, and one report out of Clark County telling me 22 inches of snow. Now, I did speak with the Winchester City Police. A couple things you need to know. We are in Snow Plan B. That means cars with four-wheel drive, snow tires, or chains are the only ones that should be on the road. If you get stuck and abandon your vehicle, you could be cited and towed. That's the latest here in Winchester. Back to you.
Certainly good to know, Cassie. Thank you so much. Well, you know, some folks that were looking to do some shopping in Winchester today were out of luck.
Yeah, the Apple Blossom Mall closed early, and so did many other stores. But our James Tully has a look at who business was good for today.
Now, downtown Winchester has its tales and myths of being haunted, but today, the Saturday before Christmas, this place is quite literally a ghost town. Holiday traffic was up at stores like Target in Winchester before the storm hit. They closed today at 3 p.m. and were too busy locking things down to speak to us on camera.
Everybody's out playing, and they expect us to come rescue them. And right now, we're having trouble rescuing ourselves.
Bob Minnick of Minnick Auto Repair had to apply chains to the tires of his vehicles following some mishaps on some side streets downtown. Now, his crew is prepared for a long night.
But the problem is now it's getting so deep that it'll lift the undercarriage of your vehicle, and then you're stuck.
Tow trucks and plows can only do so much. Blizzard-like conditions can just simply shut you down.
I'm off this coming week. Had a chance to go to West Virginia, see my family. I'm from St. Albans, but that won't be happening because of all this. So we'll just hunker down here and get through.
And others spent the whole day just lending a helping hand.
Shovel snow, sidewalks, dig cars out, stuff like that.
Are people tipping you?
Nah, I've done maybe 15. Okay. I've done a couple free jobs, you know, helping out the guys. Just having fun, man. I'm enjoying it. It's cold, but fun.
In Winchester, James Tully, WHSV News 3.
Let's head out to the roadway. This is a live look at exit 225 in Stanton. Now, during this storm, you may want to take a look at traffic if you must head out. And remember, you can get the latest look at your traffic 24 hours a day by logging on to WHSV.com. And we've gotten word that the south and the northbound ramps on exit 291 and Toms Brook on Interstate 81 are closed. So if you have to head that way, you may want to think about an alternate route.
Well, now let's get the latest from VDOT. Joining us now by phone is Marshall Barnhill of VDOT's Stanton District Office. Marshall, what is the issue at exit 291?
What's occurred, Bob, is that trucks were getting off at exit 291. There are two rest stops there, truck rest stops there. Those got full, and trucks started to park on the road. So we had to close off the area so VDOT trucks could still get by and plowing those roads without them getting too blocked up with the trucks.
Well, Marshall, can you tell us what the interstates look like right now in the Shenandoah Valley?
Yes, right now major portions of Interstate 81 are closed from mile marker 220 to 180 in Augusta and Rockbridge counties. This is Rockbridge in the Rockbridge County area. That's near Natural Bridge, and then up in Augusta, it's just south of Stanton. This is due to a lot of vehicles getting stuck in the snow, especially the larger vehicles like tractor trailers and cars pulling trailers. And emergency crews are working to get to motorists. But with the high level of snow and the high number of vehicles, it's made travel difficult there as well.
Marshall, are there people stranded there on the interstate?
I have been told that there are, and so we are urging that people not get on the roads. If there's an emergency, call 911, but do not get onto the interstate. We are trying to get out there. I believe there are tow trucks that are trying to get out there, and it's just difficult with all the vehicles out on the roads right now.
Okay.
It's making travel difficult.
All right, thank you so much, Marshall Barnhill of the VDOT Stanton District Office. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, as you've been hearing, the road conditions are pretty bad out there. This is a photo sent to us by Virginia State Police Trooper Robert Lawson. He says there have been dozens of wrecks and crashes overnight and, of course, stranded cars. Well, among those stranded cars was one of our reporters who is headed back to Virginia, and you won't want to miss how she was able to stick this out.
Plus, we'll have a look at who was pitching in, helping rescue some of those stranded drivers during the storm. And now let's take a look at some of the photos you sent us today from this winter storm.
And we'd certainly love to see more of the pictures that you have for us. Hopefully we can get some of those up there. But you can send them to us at WHSV.com or our Twitter or Facebook pages.
At WHSV Newsroom is